Hello friends, and welcome back to our little coffee club. I'm pretty excited to get into the brew session today. We're gonna be trying out that coffee from Manhattan. Now, funny enough, you guys saw my favorite coffee from last year was that DAC coffee, the Milky Cake. And I have forgotten, but I started to look into it. DAC is located in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And funny enough, in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be there. So I am looking forward to visiting the coffee shop. They do have a location that you can visit. Maybe we'll pick up some beans again from DAC. Now, another curious thing is that Manhattan is also in the Netherlands. Not only is it in the Netherlands, but it's close to Amsterdam. And I believe we'll be in the area, but from the research I've been able to do, it looks like Manhattan does not have like a coffee shop or a location that you can visit per se. Now, as far as ordering from them, I do have to say that the website is top notch. It was a beautiful thing to explore and to order from. The amount and variety of coffees that they have on their website is bar none. There's tons of things to pick from. I like also how they indicate, they have coffees that are like competition level, award-winning coffees. Check out the website. I'll put the website here on the screen so that you guys maybe can take a look at it. Again, ordering from them, the delivery was like unbelievable, just like DAC. In the case of DAC, when I ordered from DAC, I received the coffee not the next day after ordering, but the day after. And in the case of Manhattan, it took, I believe, one or two extra days, but extremely fast. I mean, you're gonna receive the coffee at most like 4 or 5 days from the moment you order, and they roast to order. So it's really remarkable the job that they do. Again, the website was extremely intuitive, a lot of information, and just great experience so far. I ordered 2 coffees from them. I don't recall at all anything in regards to them except that, they're probably gonna be light roast. Another thing is that by looking at the box, it looks like tape is extremely cheap in the Netherlands. I mean, they went all out. There's no way this coffee is gonna slip out of this box. I'm gonna have a lot of fun cutting all that tape open so I could get the coffee out. So we should have 2 coffees from them. Let's take it over to the other counter. I think today I'm just making espresso. I wanna pull a shot, see what it tastes like, and who knows, you know how it is. Maybe we'll do a cortado. So let's take it over to the other counter.
An ocean, a cave, a dream that no one could save, a shelter, a whole act, a light that died with the night. You and I, we got our differences. I thought we were more alike than unlike. Months of rain and chest pain. What's the plan? Heavy breathing, stay insane. Grab my hand. Everything is great inside this narrow maze. We speak but oh nothing. We run our separate ways. Do you ever think about me? Or are you busy with someone else? You and I, we got our differences. Yet I thought we were more alike than unlike.
All right, friends, so here we go. Like I said, there's a lot of tape on this, and tape must be on sale at the Netherlands. So let's try to get this open. Goodness, man, this is a lot of tape. I didn't want to like tear the box completely up, but I don't see any other choice here. Besides, I'm not keeping this box. Yeah, there's no choice. We're gonna have to tear into it. Here we go. All right. Let's see now. In the box, you get a nice little welcome card. Pretty. Oh, handwritten. Wow, what does it say? Dear O'Neill, I hope you enjoy the Ivan Solis. I guess that's one of the coffees I ordered. And the Annexon, I think it says in the Annexon. Best regards, team. I don't know what that says. And you know, I would expect Manhattan, but it says MCR. So Manhattan Coffee Roasters. Holy cow! Listen, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Manhattan Coffee Roasters. And then there's a little smiley face and the little bird holding. Wow, I like this. What a touch, man. Already enjoying this experience. Wow. You know, I'm really happy with this. I really am. I think this is a nice little touch. I didn't expect that. All right, let's see. Okay, so you got the little annoying taped up box. At least you know your stuff is secure. That's for sure. And we have another wrapper here. And then here's the two coffees. Now I don't want to look at the tasting notes, so let me flip them like this. Let you guys look at it. Get this out of the way. Okay, right there you guys should be able to get a good look at this. And I don't even know which one to start with, but wow, I love, you know, this one, the packaging is, man, it's way nicer than DAC. I'm sure that DAC whole thing is that it's very recyclable and friendly to the environment. So like I always say, man, it's a double-edged sword. I do see the point in trying to do things that way to kind of help the situation with, you know, waste and the environment. Why create needless waste? Packaging is just, it's gonna become waste. Again, I save all my packaging because I like having them. I like looking back. If I ever want to read like, wow, what was that coffee from DAC or from Say or from September or whatever, I can always pull out the box, take a look at it or the bag and you know, and read it again and look it up, you know. So I do like keeping my packaging as long as I have room for it. Again, these kind of bags, you just can fold them. They turn into almost nothing. So, but wow, this is really nice. It's just, I'm really, you know, on the website, I didn't expect it to be this cool. I really like this. And then it looks like this slips out. Okay, and then you have the bag like this. Wow, this is gorgeous. I love it. I have to say, I mean, it's not, or is it? I don't know. Because you guys know from the videos I made as to Big Face, wow, the Big Face experience is a little bit more, still more high-end, I gotta say. The Big Face and the Onyx experience with the little boxes and stuff is another little level. Yeah, it's another level, but this is beautiful. From just simple bags, it doesn't get any nicer than this. This is just really nice packaging. I love it. All right, since I already took the sleeve off of this one, we'll just start with this one. I don't know which one's what or what. I don't remember at all. So we'll just start with this one. And now that I took this off, I don't think, I mean, you guys will be able to see. Maybe, I hope the tasting notes are not there because I sometimes like having my glasses on so I could see well when I'm doing WDT and things, you know. But usually, unless I really look carefully, I'm not gonna see the tasting notes. So I'm gonna get this one out of the way. We're gonna brew this one. We'll start with this one. So like I said, I wanna make espresso. I'm really excited to make some espresso today. Today we're back on the niche 0. We're gonna be grinding to start grind size 12. I imagine this is gonna be really light. Man, there's something to say about the coffee scene in the Netherlands, right? So DAC, Manhattan, both roasters located in the Netherlands. They know what they're doing, I do have to say. If you enjoy these lighter roasted coffees, wow, I'm a big fan. And well, you guys saw from, right, from last year, it was by far my favorite coffee. It just, the one from DAC, the Milky Cake, was just crazy. So let's see what we get from here. Who knows? You know, this year started very, very strong because that Kenyan from Hinterhoff that I brought back from Louisville, Kentucky, oh man, I gotta say that, wow, just great coffee. We'll see what we get here. Okay, we'll see what we get here. Let's open it up. Let's see. How do you get this? Maybe I have to cut it. Oh, there's a little pull tab. Okay, there is a pull tab. Very hard to see. It was camouflaged. You know, I remember the bag being very similar to the one I brought back from California, from Cup of Joy. I think it was something like this one. I don't remember if it was a little bit more plasticky feeling, but this definitely, you know, it has the liner where it keeps your beans very fresh. I don't know if you could see there, but it's kind of like foil. And, but the exterior feels like something that's gonna be a lot more like biodegradable, like kind of like just like paper, you know? So, all right, let me put some, oh boy, I already got hit with the aroma. I'm sorry, fragrance first. The dry smell of the coffee is known as the fragrance, the wet smell as the aroma. I'm trying to get used to the lingo, so I use the right wording. Put some here, and I'm going to do like I always do, take a picture. But wow, this smells fantastic. That is nice, man. It's just part of, you know, getting a nice, clean, beautiful coffee like this. And again, I don't know if these were processed. I don't remember. Who knows? Well, from the smell, it smells very beautiful, clean, just very, a lot of floral qualities to it. All right, I'm gonna take a picture, put it here on the screen for you guys. All right, so I picked up the beans that I had on the counter, and it exceeds the 18 grams. We're at 19.7. I have to take some out. You know, I smelled it again in the little cup, and you know, you get like a sweet, like peanut butter smell. That's what I want to say. It smells like some sweet peanut butter. Yeah, definitely. I'm sticking with that. Okay, so there is some floral quality to it, but there's like a sweet peanut butter smell to the coffee, which is wonderful. I can't wait to taste it. All right, 18. We're in between 18 and 18.1. We're going to roll with that. Again, we're starting at grind size 12 on the niche 0 for sure. I'm going for one of my Slayer shots. Now, I got to tell you guys, one of our friends here on our little coffee club, Anton, he sent me a profile that I would like to try to replicate on the Bianca. You know, I know Wojtek at one time had sent me a profile as well, but that one had to be programmed. And I wanted to get around. Oh, I just noticed I didn't turn on the lights. Give me a second. One of the lights was missing. I don't know if you could tell now, but it should look a little bit different. Anyway, yeah, so Wojtek has sent me a programmable recipe to try to do on the Bianca. I never got around to doing that video. You know, I would like to one day get in there and do some programming, but it's just something that, you know, it's not something that I really was looking to be doing on the Bianca. When I bought the Bianca, my intention was to always do manual shots and try different recipes and different ways of brewing, but just kind of manual. And that's what I always do. I like the whole manual aspect of the espresso making. Maybe one day I'll still go back and try that recipe from Wojtek. Shout out to Wojtek. And yeah, but you know, this one that Anton sent me is something that I can try doing manually. So I'm going to one of these days do it here on the channel and see what we get. The recipe is intricate. I don't know if my ability with this machine is up to par to try to replicate that. It's like I said, intricate. It has a double blooming stage to the shot. It's kind of complicated, but I would like to try that and experiment with it and see what we get versus like a Slayer shot, you know. But okay, today I'm not doing that. We're at grind size 12, 18 grams. Let's see if we get any retention. I haven't used the zero in a while, so I hope grind size 12 is a good place to start for this coffee. We'll see. Okay, I still have the same setup like last time. We still got these same flowers. Okay, usually there's no retention here. Just tap the spout and let's see if we're at 18. All right, same thing we put in, same thing we got out. And again, that's another one of the reasons why the zero is my favorite. Less retention, less finicky to dial in, wider range that just works. You know, and I really can't tell the taste difference. So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. But again, this experimentation with grinders, it'll keep happening on this channel. We'll keep at it. Maybe one day my taste buds will be sophisticated enough to be able to tell some kind of difference. Okay, so now that we ground the coffee, let's fluff it up. You smell it again. Yeah, I still get that little sweet peanut buttery taste in the background, some florals, and wow, it smells clean, very clean and really nice. So far, if I had to guess, I would say it's a washed coffee, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see until I taste it. There's no funkiness whatsoever. I haven't pulled any shots, so this should be completely dry. And the machine, I set it back up for brewing lighter roasted coffees. So it's set like usual at 95, and I turned off the brew temperature offset, although, you know, that probably doesn't do anything, but it is off. Wow, that thing slipped a little bit and I made a little mess. Okay, dosing funnel, we do some WDT. Oh, let me refocus, bring you guys in a little bit closer. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, I never bring it out, but I do have one of these little brushes to kind of clean things up. Today I did make a little bit of a mess here, so let me clean it up before I tamp. I'm still making a mess. All right, let's tamp. Kind of like my standard tamp. Wow, that's way in there. Maybe it's gonna be too fine. Oosh, yeah. All right, we'll see if it chokes then. But again, I want a Slayer shot, so who knows? Maybe it works perfect. All right, there you see the puck prep. Let's drop in the puck screen. It's not exactly level, but wow, today we're off to a rough start. Let's see. Hopefully we can pull a good shot. Let's lock it in and start with our first shot. Let's run it. You know, I intend, as soon as I get back from this trip from the Netherlands, I intend to do a maintenance on the Bianca, do the bag flush, you know, clean out change the filter, clean out everything, and lubricate the handle. I also have to do cleaning on the Brevo infuser. So it's gonna be a lot of maintenance. I'm gonna swap out the burrs on the Duo, put my brew burst back in there, probably clean both grinders. So as soon as I get back, I will have one weekend kind of dedicated to maintenance and all that stuff. So that's my plan. Okay, paddle at 5 o'clock. All right, let me set up the cameras and pull our first shot. Okay, all the cameras should be running. I'm gonna pull the shot on the Akaya, and I'm going to use the little shot glass from Not Neutral. And there's always a bunch of splashing when this happens because of the distance between the shot glass and the bottom of the portafilter, but it's okay. I want you guys to get a good view of it. And this setup works very, very nicely. Okay, I have a feeling this could be too fine, but we'll see. I'm gonna hope for 25-second pre-infusion, 35 seconds at 9 bars, so a minute long shot. Let's see if we could hit that. So we start at 5 o'clock like always. When the pressure comes in at around 9 seconds, I start closing the paddle to level it off at around 2.5 bar. We'll wait there, see what happens. Okay, I'm getting some drips. This is best case scenario. I have less than a gram, 1.5. Okay, 25 seconds, I'm ramping up. I had about 2.5. This is it was a little bit too much dripping there at the end, but so far it's pretty ideal. Okay, I'm at 9 bar. And I do a 1 to 2.5 ratio, so 18 in, 45 grams out. We're almost there. Stop it here. Okay, went just over 45.3, 36 seconds since first drip, 51 seconds overall. So although I thought it was too fine, I can actually go down to maybe 11. So I was at grind size 12, maybe take it down to 11 to hit the whole minute long. But again, that depends on taste. You dial in based on taste. Let me take one of the cameras out of here and give me a second. Okay, let me get my Akaya out of the way. Okay, in regards to channeling, I don't see any signs of it anywhere on the counter. Everything looks really nice and clean. Of course, there's always a little bit of splashing because of the distance from the cup to the bottom of the portafilter. So let's give it a quick stir. Shot looks really nice and light. It's like reddish in color, very pretty. Not a lot of crema, but these light roast coffees never give you a lot of crema. Oh, that's another thing. This coffee is probably only like a week off roast. So, you know, I haven't read the bag just yet, but it could be as little as maybe, I don't know, 8 days off roast, something like that. When I start reading the bag and then, you know, the tasting notes and all that, then we'll take a look at that. But as of right now, from what I recall, you know, I ordered it, they roast to order. I received it like in 3 or 4 days, and it's been like another, I don't know, 5 days or 9 days, maybe as many as 10 days. We'll see. All right, cheers. Let's give it a taste. Again, a beautiful aroma, and the taste, very fruity. Let's give it another try. Very clean, very clean. I'm gonna still stick with my guess that it's just a washed coffee. There's something there. Again, that peanut, kind of like peanut butter, the sweet peanut butter taste. I don't get that right now. Not as espresso and not the way I brewed it. It's not what I'm getting. I'm getting something fruitier. Wow. You know, there is There's a lot of depth of flavor. Man. You know, let's take it over to the other counter and keep talking about it, because I don't want to drink all of it here. I want to talk to you guys as we go. So let's set it up at the other side. All right, so here it is. Now, it looks like somebody decided to do some carpentry in the building today, and you guys might hear some knocking going on. Never mind that. What can you do, right? What can you do? But let's give it a stir and taste it. Cheers. Okay, now that it had a chance to cool, I'm getting a little bit more like an herbal quality to it. Still very fruity. I'm getting more berry than, as far as the acidity and the tartness up front, I'm getting more berries than, say, citrus. So I would say some kind of berry. You guys know how I can never identify. It's a blueberry or more like raspberry. I don't know, man. It's just like a berry tartness. The sweetness, I'm gonna say again, like, you know, today I'm gonna say strawberry. How about that? I'm narrowing it down. And I'm gonna say the sweetness, again, like a fruity sweetness. I would not say like the sugar note. I would not say like honey. There's also a floral quality and an herbal quality to it. And that's it. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm going with. Let's take a look at the tasting notes. All right, let's see. Ivan Solis candy. Wow. Okay, so by them putting candy, now I'm wondering maybe it has some kind of processing, because, you know, candy is like, I wouldn't expect that to see like on a regular clean coffee. So now, by seeing the word candy, I would say maybe some kind of processing, although you would never know it. This is very clean. There's no funkiness, there's nothing. It's definitely not a co-ferment. I don't think I'm gonna, you know, I'm not sure. I've already experimented and looked into co-ferments enough to kind of like, you know, I'm good. I'm good with that. Unless I see something that I really want to try, I'm good with that. But fermented coffee, like not co-ferments, but regular fermentation, this thermical processing or thermal shock and these kinds of different experimental processes, I do enjoy them. My favorite coffees have come from that kind of stuff. So maybe this one could be something like that. Although I'm not tasting anything here that would point to that. I would say, like let's say between this one and the Kenyan from Hinterhoff, the Hinterhoff coffee is sweeter than this one, definitely. And this one is more berry, more tartness. It's got more of that herbalness, more of that floral than the Kenyan. Hard to say which one I would like better. They're both really good. And I want to try this as filtered, because the Kenyan, the one from Hinterhoff, it was spectacular either way, espresso or filtered. Now, something I just recalled, on the Manhattan coffees, when you go order them, they will give you the option to order if you want filter coffee or more espresso focus. And I guess it's two different roast levels. Of course, I went with filter focus. I always want it lighter so I can taste more of the nuance in the coffee. And besides, to me, that makes great espresso also. So the only time when I want to see maybe a little bit less of that is when I'm doing milk drinks. Okay, now as far as the roast date, March 25th. And what is today? Let me go check because I don't remember. Okay, so today as I'm recording this is April 4th. So this coffee is about 10 days off roast, just like I said in the other clip, and it makes a lot of sense. The more it cools, the more I get that sweet peanut butter. Yeah, it's back. It's back. So I'm gonna add that. In the background, you get the sweet peanut butter. All right, let's take a look at the tasting notes. Okay, so on the bag, there's nothing else written anywhere. You just got this little area. It says the Ivan Solis candy filter roast. Roast date, March 25th, 2025. A beautiful bag. I love it. I love the presentation. I mean, for these kind of simple bags, it doesn't get any prettier, nicer than this. This is awesome. All right, now, so I guess this doesn't have the tasting notes. So we'll look through this. It talks a little bit about the founders of Manhattan Coffee. You know, I don't know if you guys knew, but there were some Canadian folks. Shout out to my Canadian friends. Wojtek being one of them. All right, let's see. Well, this is too much to read. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and pop it here on the screen so that if you guys want to take a look at it, you can pause the video and read it. And I'll do the same for the front. I'll take a picture and put it here on the screen. You guys can, again, pause the video and take a look at that and read it. Okay, it says Ivan Solis, exceptional. Oh, these were one of the different levels, right? So like I said, when you get on the website, they break down the coffees into like exceptional or competition quality or like different things like that. And there's a ton to choose from. I mean, bar none. This was top-notch experience to order from these folks. Okay, so there's a little like map and it tells you where the coffee came from. Costa Rica. So Costa Rica, that's where my all-time favorite coffee came from. The one from Good Brothers, the one with the technical processing. That was a Costa Rican coffee. Processing, natural. So there we have it. So it's a natural. It's not just plain washed. It tells you the varietal of the coffee as well, red Catuai. And here we go with the tasting notes. Oh boy. Tastes like, expect notes of raspberry. Okay. I went with strawberry. I tried to narrow it down today and I didn't get it. But definitely the berry, right? Berry tartness. So I started out good. And look, it has chamomile. I've been raving about the DAC coffee, right? And I kept saying chamomile, chamomile. Now this one actually has chamomile. Man, I would have loved to have seen that on that DAC coffee. Man, wouldn't that have been something? Okay, so this one's got that. It's not what I'm getting. And orange. So look, citrus. So I got that wrong. With a juicy mouthfeel. So, you know, I got a little bit right, a little bit wrong, somewhere in the middle. It's okay, I'll take it. I think I did pretty well. So orange, man, I'm not getting citrus. I'm really not getting any citrus. You know what? Maybe if I brew it in a different way, maybe if it's not a Slayer shot and it becomes more, wow, but then it'll be even more tart, right? More brightness, more acidity. I don't know if I want that. That's the thing. You know, that's the reason why I always go for these longer shots, because they cut out some of that and give you more sweetness. And to me, this is perfect, you know. You still have a bunch of, believe me, brightness and acidity up front, but then it mellows out and it gets fruitier, you know. Beautiful coffee, you know. And it's a natural. I got that wrong too. Yeah, man, definitely in the aroma and the background, the taste, it gives me like the sweet peanut butter, which I think is wonderful. Sad to see you go, buddy. All right, so I don't know if during the editing I'm able to cut out some of the knocking that's happening upstairs, but if not, so be it. You know, today it's gonna be one of them videos. We're doing another shot. So let's go make a cortado. All right, guys, I have 18.1 grams of the Nicoletti Old School. Yeah, I know. I'm not proud of it. But I gotta go through that coffee. It pulls beautiful looking shots, so I plan on shooting a different angle today. Let's see if I can get this. I want it for some cinematic stuff I'm creating. But yeah, yeah, I'm not proud of it. But you know, it's a milk drink, so it will be fine. Let's 18.1. Let's see what we get. We're grinding this one on the dual because it's dialed in for the dual. So grind size is just below 10. Let's call it 9 3/4. So let's grind and see if we have any retentions. We probably will because it's Nicoletti and it's the dual. So, all right, here we go. Man, the first time I tapped the bellows, like a bunch came out. A bunch. Oh my God, it's a whole gram. I'm not surprised. Nicoletti never fails to, to disappoint. All right, man. All right, give me a second. Oh my gosh. Just a bunch comes out, man. This Nicoletti. It's unbelievable. Okay, we're a little bit over now. Let's do it right. Let's go back to 18 grams. Okay, there we go. 18 grams. Let's give ourselves the best possible chance of pulling something decent with this. Oh, by the way, the temperature's back down. Of course, I'm at 80 and my brew temperature offset is at a -25, which is as low as you can, or as cool as you can make this machine run without going into the service menu. I have my puck screen in there. Although really, like for this coffee, man, it doesn't even need to be hot. You can, like seriously. Did we fluff it up? I don't know, I'm talking and working and I'm not noticing. Not paying close attention. All right, here we go. Okay. So far, so good. Let me get you a little bit closer and do some WDT. Man, the Manhattan coffee, what a beautiful shot. One try, got it pretty much spot on. And now we have extra time, so we'll go ahead, do another shot, today we'll do a cortado. That way I can work on my latte art. Okay, it's a pretty nice job. Let's try the Passato tamper today. Passato! Passato. And we'll do the Italian style. Again, with Passato, it's just easier, man. It's just who cares about the 20 pounds or whatever. Works just fine. Again, you're gonna build about the same pressure, probably the same pressure. One day we'll do the test. And again, now that we have the sacrificial coffee, we're gonna do the test and tamp like that once and then tamp regular temp another time and see if there's absolutely any difference in either pressure or in timing at all. I have a feeling there will be a little bit, but not much. Now, one thing we have been keeping an eye on is that I think by tamping really lightly like that, you have a little bit bigger likelihood to have channeling. Okay, that's my suspicion. Here's the puck screen. Drop it in. So, as a matter of fact, I did a better job with the puck prep this time than with the other coffee. But the other shot ended up, being spectacular, and there was no channeling at all. So we'll see what happens with Nicoletti. Let me run it. Let's flush it. Now it kind of makes sense to flush it because, again, the machine was really hot, and then I cooled it off by changing my boiler temperature. So this now, it kind of makes sense because there could have been some hotter water still there in the system, and I flushed it out. It sounds logical to me. Okay, on this one, I start with the paddle at 5, but again, this one, you just, as a matter of fact, we don't even go to 9 bars. This is gonna be a 7-bar shot. It's what we've been going for. In either 30 seconds or maybe 25 seconds, no more than 35 for sure, because it will get over extracted even though the machine is really running really cool. So yeah, because this is just really dark. So, all right, let me set up the cameras and we'll pull the shot. All right, man, I wish you guys could see this, but I got 4 cameras running right now, all kinds of angles, all kinds of stuff. We'll see. We will see. But, all right, where do I start? Let's start this. Oh, I have to. Again, I focused on the shot glass. That's why it was already on the scale, because I'm trying to do something a little more cinematic here today. We'll see what kind of shot Nicoletti gives us. Hopefully there's no like channeling and squirts anywhere. So it looks really nice. Again, that's not a thing here on this channel, so hopefully it doesn't happen today. All right, here we go. Again, we're just gonna ramp up to 7 bars and hope for maybe 30 seconds. That's it. Just wanna go up slow. Take it up to the 7 bars. Again, as far as the ratio, it's still 45 grams. Wow, I almost nailed that. 45.3, 20 seconds since first drip, 27 seconds overall. So this is really, really close to what I was shooting for, really, really close. And take a look at that shot. Look at the crema. Again, that's the one thing about the Nicoletti, man. It gives you a really beautiful looking shot. So in a second, let me stop some of these cameras. I think I got the shot that I wanted. It's a rare thing to happen here on the channel. So usually when you see those like really like cinematic videos I try to make, sometimes I have to record the thing several times in order to get something really nice. But today I kind of got lucky. All right, let me stop some of the cameras, get them out of the way. We'll taste the shot and then we'll put the cortado together. Okay, I have the GoPro in a little bit different angle because I had another camera in the way. But let me put it back to where it normally is. It's usually somewhere around right here. And yeah, let me get the Akai out of the way. Oh, the shot looks beautiful. Let me look for signs of channeling. I don't see anything anywhere. No, I think it was a nice clean shot. I don't see any signs of anything. Of course, there is always a little bit of a splashing because, like I previously said, the distance between the shot glass and the bottom of the portafilter. It's a beautiful looking shot, but as far as the taste, yeah, you guys know. All right, cheers. Yep, that's about as good as you're gonna get with this coffee. You know, you got like, man, there's just very little sweetness. I don't get it. There's just, it's just like woody tasting. All the 3 of them taste somewhat woody. The red bag is the worst. It just tastes like straight up wood chips. I don't, I don't get it, man. But it's all right. We'll mix it with milk. You will get a little bit of coffee flavor in there. But you know, soon I have to order some dark roast to brew with you guys. I'll keep drinking this on my mocha pot until it's done one day. But yeah, for you guys, man, I gotta give you something else. So we'll get something else. You know, again, this is as good as you could get. Yeah, it's balanced. It's not bitter. Of course, you're not gonna get any kind of brightness or or acidity from this, but yeah, yeah. It's at least it's balanced. It's as good as you could get with this. Let's mix it with some milk, and then I'm sure in a cortado it's gonna be just fine. All right, let me show you the result today. It's not too good. Not too good. I had too many like big bubbles. Come on, focus. There you go. I had too many like big bubbles in the milk. And yeah, it kind of ruined my latte art. Not that it's ever any good, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. I'll take it. It's not too bad. The texture of the foam was also not perfect today. But you know what? I do have to mention, I was out of 2% and I had to use 1%. And wow, there's such a low amount of fat in the milk. It just makes it more difficult to do latte art with. You know, you're better off with just going with whole milk. Okay, let me lock focus there on the cup. So yeah, you're better off just going with whole milk to try to pull like nicer latte art. And today all I had was the 1%, and you know, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to roll with it. All right, so let's see the flavor. Of course, I'm not expecting any kind of greatness because, you know, again, it's Nicoletti. Yeah, wow, that's my favorite milk though. Today we had the Horizon. Let me show you guys. All right, let me show you. Today we had the Horizon, this one, the little flying cow. That's my favorite one, but as you could see, it's the 1%, and it just makes your latte art more and more difficult. Let me relock the focus. Okay, that looks nice like this. You know, I see that giving you guys some nice visuals, you know, and doing something interesting, when I know that probably most people just have me there playing in the background and they're listening because they like the conversation and all that good stuff. But a lot, you know, a lot of folks maybe don't even, you know, pay attention to that or even care for it. Like it doesn't matter that much. You know, if I do a little cinematic sequence or whatever, you know, but I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. Remember, when I have to edit these videos, and usually when I'm done editing, I have to probably watch the whole thing, which usually takes like a whole hour to see if it's okay. Then when I upload it to YouTube, weeks go by, and then the video goes up on Sunday. I have to rewatch the video. So at least I'm making something that I enjoy. So, you know, I like the visuals and the music and stuff. So I go the extra mile for that. All right, so you know what? You mix the Nicoletti with milk, especially this one. This, I gotta say, this milk, it does really taste better. I used to like tell my wife, like, man, I can't taste the difference, but yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah, you can. It's pretty big, okay, between like or for some reason, and I'm not so much on the organic bandwagon. I'm really not. I think a lot of times it's just probably marketing and gimmicks, and it's probably not even true. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm a non-believer, but the whole organic movement. Okay, I'm not on par, like totally on. Let's put it this way: I'm not totally on board with that. But when it comes to milk, definitely there's something to it. Whenever we get organic milk, it tastes different, and especially this Horizon one. Wow, they must like really love these cows, and it shows because they produce like the best tasting milk ever. Anyway, this is pretty, with this milk, I gotta say, it's pretty wonderful. I mean, it's still Nicoletti. Don't expect so much from it, but it is pretty good, pretty good. I'll enjoy that. Anyway, today we pulled 2 shots. We tried one of the Manhattan coffees. I'm gonna try it as filtered tomorrow, and on the next video I'll report back how I liked it as filtered, if anything changed. As far as guessing at the tasting notes, I guess I was somewhat okay today. Not, I would have loved to have seen instead of chamomile, peanut butter. Then I would have been, oh my goodness. But no, it didn't happen. Anyway, we have one more Manhattan coffee to try, and I think I will record at least one video. Maybe, I'm not sure if I'll have a chance to record 2 videos before flying out to the Netherlands and actually visiting DAC. How cool is that gonna be? Of course, I'll film a little bit out there and bring you guys along. I love that part of these videos, when we travel or we're out at a coffee shop and I show you a little bit, I bring beans home and then we brew them together. We talk about the experience a little bit. I think it adds a whole bunch to the videos. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Some of you guys probably are just here for just the brew session, and there's other folks that maybe enjoy me talking for an hour and keeping you company. That's all I ever wanted from this channel. It's just to keep you guys company, man, and to hopefully get you started on your day in a positive way and feeling good about things. Right now, as I'm recording this, I mean, wow, the situation with the economy and the US and even worldwide, there's so much craziness happening. We don't need to be bombarded with that constantly, because it's really for mental health. It just affects you. I mean, I have to say, it bogs me down. I wish we could do without all governments. Just get rid of all of them, okay? And just let people be people. But unfortunately, there's certain folks out there that are not so nice, and they don't get along with everyone else, and then there would be problems, and then you have to defend yourself, and then the problems start, and the wars and the stuff, and that's what happens. And I really hate it. I wish those type of folks didn't exist, but they do. Most people, my belief is that 99.99999% of all the people in the world are all good people. Okay, I don't care where you're from. I don't care about the color of your skin or where you were born or what language you speak. I don't care about any of that. I love everyone equally. When I travel, I always have a positive experience everywhere I go, and the people are equally nice all over the world. And just, I went to Kentucky. It was awesome. When I go to Orlando, to the parks, and, almost all my interactions with other folks is positive and just great, So I expect the same thing to happen in the Netherlands, in London. When we went to London, in the UK, it was awesome. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. That's why I say that, almost everyone in the world is just great. People want the same things. People want to love their kids. They want to, love their family. They want to help each other. People enjoy drinking coffee and having pizza and a laugh and a beer with their friends, and everybody likes the same things. And it shows when you go from place to place. It shows people are having ice cream and cookies and laughing and playing with their kids, and everybody's like the same. So I wish that one day we get past all of this sad part of humanity and just learn to get along, and we can do without so many weapons and tanks, and let's make tractors and let's do some more farming and help each other so everyone has what they need. People want just the basics, right? Could be like, at least me. I know some people have big dreams and they want to have like a huge house and they want to have this and that, but most people, they don't care that much. They want to have shelter, they want to have some basic healthcare, transportation, communication, food, clothing, and just basic stuff, cover their basic needs, and they're perfectly happy. And, some folks have bigger dreams, and that's okay. That's okay. A simple life and a simple way of living is not for everyone. Some people want a more lavish lifestyle, and they want to have 10 bedrooms and, 8 baths and 10 cars. And, I'm not one of those. But there's a lot of folks out there that are like that, and that's fine. I don't care. As long as you're doing it in an ethical way, then so be it. So that's not, that kind of lifestyle is not for everyone. As a matter of fact, if I could have a huge house, I wouldn't want it. I just don't want to deal with that. I'm perfectly okay. You know what my favorite kind of setup is? It's funny because we lived I have lived and had a property like that where it was the perfect lifestyle for me. I want to be in an urban environment, which I know is not for everyone. Some people like being out in the country. People like different things. I like the urban environment. I like living in a building with nice amenities, beautiful building, nice, nice setup and all that stuff. It doesn't have to be a huge apartment. I don't care for like the size of it. A couple bedrooms and 1.5 bath. I'm happy with that. That's all I need. And then the amenities. You want the swimming pool and the gym and all of that right there. It's awesome to have that, and to be able to just take the elevator, go downstairs, and have access to going to the supermarket, walk to the mall, or walk down the street to a coffee shop and a restaurant, and that kind of lifestyle. I love that. That's perfect for me. Who knows what right now my setup is something like that, except that it's not like a big building like it used to be. It's a smaller building, but it is kind of like that. I have the gym, but down the street I have to walk like a block and a half. But I do have the supermarket and the restaurants and everything just walking distance. I love that about this area, and usually it's what I like. But yeah, who knows? Life takes twists and turns, and wow, I went on another rant and another one of these long talks. Hopefully I didn't take up a lot of your time. But anyway, thank you guys for sharing your time with me. Maybe for some of you guys it's Sunday morning, so happy Sunday, and have a good week ahead. Please remember to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.